Hey guys, welcome to Juicy Tea, where I read out the best stories on Reddit, so you don't have to. The funny, shocking, and satisfyingly juicy. I think my sister-in-law was planning to ruin my wedding. Posted by Sunblood 634. I, 25 female, am getting married to my husband, 27 male, in summer of this year. His sister has never really liked me, and I don't know why. I've made a few attempts to talk to her when we were dating. She never wanted to talk or hang out, and she's made snide remarks. When my fiancé would do things with me, she'd get irritated. It was like she didn't want me near him. I even tried to include her in the wedding planning, but she turned me down. So I really don't care to talk to her or get to know her. Last week, I was talking with my mum and mother-in-law about flower arrangements and invitations. She came over, took what I'd drawn up, and looked at them weirdly. She asked, "The guests are wearing white?" I nodded, and she said, "Isn't that supposed to be for the bride?" I told her that as I got older, I didn't want to wear white and wanted to go for a different colour. She put the invite down and left. Over the next week, I felt like she was trying to pry and see what colour I was wearing. I told her I wanted it to be a surprise, but she would not let it go. I'm keeping my dress at my mum's house, and everyone from both of our families were there. My mum was talking about how pretty my dress is, and that she cried when she saw me in it. I asked her if it was in a safe place, and she said, of course. My sister-in-law excused herself to the bathroom. I went inside after to let my best friend and niece in, and saw my sister-in-law coming down the stairs. I asked her what she was doing, and she looked like she'd been caught. She said, "I was just looking for the bathroom." I said, "The bathroom's right there. You walked right past it." She apologized and went outside. I was talking to my best friend and told her how weird she's been acting, and she said, "Girl, she was definitely planning on wearing white to your wedding and ruin your day. You stopped that plan in its tracks." And now I'm starting to think she was right. Also, I wanted to say, the room the dress was in was locked, so there's no way she could have gotten in, and she didn't see it. This dress is really near and dear to my heart because it's my favourite colour, and it was my brother's favourite colour, and he passed away. I'd be completely heartbroken if she saw it and decided to ruin the day that's supposed to be happy. For the bachelorette party, I didn't want her there, but since I'm having it a month before the wedding, I'm thinking about inviting her. I'm going to take advice from the comment section about asking all the people at my party to not wear a specific colour, like green, because I want to wear it, and see if she turns up wearing that colour. If she rocks up in the colour you specifically asked the guests not to wear, she'll get all the shade, without actually getting to take the spotlight off you. Also, she seems a little too possessive of her brother, especially if she wants to dress up as his bride. Am I the a-hole for keeping my wedding venue a secret from my sister? Posted by a throwaway account. My biological father, who I'm estranged from and have absolutely no contact with, is really obsessed with me, stalker level. In the past, my sister, not out of malice but due to her carelessness, has given him information about my whereabouts and activities, despite my explicit instructions not to. Once again, I don't think she was being malicious. She genuinely is just a very bubbly and excitable person. She gets excited about my achievements and then blurts out whatever I'm doing, completely thoughtlessly. She does this with a lot of stuff and with a lot of people. This has led to several not so great moments and confrontations. Now, I'm about to get married. Given the past incidents, I've decided to not share any details of the wedding venue with my sister. She knows the day and has been instructed to be ready by a certain time, at which point my mum and stepdad will pick up her and her boyfriend and bring them to the ceremony. This is purely to prevent any information from reaching my biological father. My sister is quite upset by this. She feels like I'm treating her like a child, and she's arguing that she should have the autonomy to drive herself and leave whenever she wants. She insists that she's learned from her past mistakes. However, I'm really concerned that she might slip up and mention the venue to our father, who 100% would show up uninvited and cause a scene, to put it mildly. He has a history of being destructive, and I worry he might try to confront/fight my fiancé, or insist on walking me down the aisle, both of which would be very distressing for everyone involved. To me, it's bad enough that I can't keep the wedding a secret because now I have to assume he knows and is looking for me. I understand my sister's frustration, but I feel like I'm in a no-win situation. On one hand, I want to keep my wedding day peaceful and focus on celebrating with my fiancé and loved ones. On the other hand, I hate that I have to resort to such measures and cause tension with my sister. Also, security is being hired, but I'm not super confident in them being able to stop my 6'7" dad when he's on a warpath. I've seen him quite literally grab a full-grown man and hurl them like a hay bale when he was playing, to say nothing if he thinks he has a goal. He also walked off a broken neck somehow, along with multiple other serious injuries after a car accident. I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it. So, am I the a-hole for not trusting my sister with the details of my wedding venue until the day of the wedding? Absolutely not! I was willing to give the sister the benefit of the doubt at first that she really is just genuinely very bubbly and excitable and blurts stuff out. Honestly, I can be the same sometimes. However, if someone has expressed a boundary, particularly if they're in danger, I make a point to be careful to respect that. If I'd messed up so many times, I'd be mortified and sorry for one. But I also wouldn't blame them for taking precautions, because either she genuinely can't help it and needs them, or she is capable of keeping her mouth shut and has chosen not to. I'd ask her which it is. If she's capable of controlling herself, then why hasn't she after the first incident? Am I the a-hole? Sorry it's so long. Posted by Lucy May Baby. I just got engaged in July. My fiancé and I have been together for 5 years. I'm 22 female and he's 23 male. We are truly a match made in heaven. For context, I removed my father from my life due to him being a narcissist. My mother is a loving mother, but her communication is very toxic. I'm always in the wrong. I'm always the bitch. I'm always the bad guy. But she's always been there for me. My siblings are all too young to ask. I have no friends to talk about this with. I work from home, and I've had recent health issues that makes it hard for me to leave the house for long. I should also add that both our families live out of state, except for our parents and our siblings. Anyways, after the engagement, it was beautiful. It was like all in this bubble, and nobody could pop it, just enjoying and appreciating each other. Then you get the phone calls or visit family, and they all ask, what's the plan? When's the wedding? Did you pick a date? What venue? What colours? Etc. And it truly got to me. I had no idea, and I started to like wedding nest. We both agreed to get married in the cooler weather, which is only February or March where we live. At that time, February and March of 2024 was 7 to 8 months away. I told my mother this, and she said it was very soon, which was odd because she loves my fiancé. And prior to the engagement, she'd ask him and me when we were going to get engaged all the time. She'd even call him my husband before the engagement. About a month later, my mother informed me that my aunt has breast cancer. In the weeks that followed that, my mother brought up the wedding to my aunt, and my aunt apparently said she hopes the wedding isn't too soon and that we push it back because she doesn't want people to see her without her hair. I love my aunt, but again, she lives out of state. We only text happy birthday and Merry Christmas. Every 1.5 to 2 years, she visits for a week and we'll go to the beach or to dinner together, but that's it. We're not close. I've graduated from college and the plan has always been to go back and go into a program for either radiology or sonography. But my school didn't have a sonography program at the time. Both programs are full-time and 2 years long. I just found out in September that my school was opening a sonography program in 2024 of May, which is the dream. So the February 2024 wedding was looking even better. I have a learning disability, so it takes me longer to learn. I've already saved up enough money so I don't have to work while I'm in school. That has always been the plan. This program is very strict. I won't know what I can and can't do until I'm in it, but I'm sure I can't go up to my future professor and say, oh hey, I need 8 days off from school so I can get married and go on a honeymoon. It would then also jeopardize my career. Please note, these programs only allow one failed test. So here's my options. Option 1, get married in now what is only 3 months away, February 2024. My aunt won't be able to come, and my mother will be heartbroken that she isn't there. My mother literally said to me that she'd be uncomfortable if my aunt weren't there. She even said that I'd be kicking her down to rock bottom while she's fighting for her life. I know for a fact that if we chose this option, my mother would be in negative energy on my wedding day, and I don't have friends, as mentioned, so no bridesmaids. It'd just be my mother and my younger sister in the bridal room. Option 2. Get married during the school year, risk my education and career from the wedding planning. Please note, my fiancé works 12 to 14 hour days, 6 days a week. He's not going to be calling venues or communicating with a coordinator while at work. But I found a loophole to get married during the March 2025 spring break. It's 5 days off from school. We could get married, push back our honeymoon until I'm done with school, and I just go back to class on Monday. Option 3. Wait until I'm done with school, which would be 2026, then wedding plan. So add another 6 months to a year. So it could go into 2027. Also, I want to add that my fiancé has an older sister and they're about to get engaged very soon. Her dream wedding date is March. She made that very clear. It was literally the first thing she said to us when we called her to tell her we were engaged. She's very desperate for marriage. It's all she ever talks about, so if they did get engaged this year, her date would then be March of 2025. Which means option 2 is out of the question, and we don't want to wait this long to get married. Before you say, just go to the courthouse and elope. If we did that, we'd have to invite immediate family, and as I mentioned in the beginning, we have issues. It'd be awkward. Honestly, that's what I originally wanted anyway, but my fiancé and both our families wanted a wedding, and after Ashley signed to plan one, now I want one. F me. I should note that the wedding would be under 30 people, so nothing big and crazy. My aunt knows everyone except for my fiancé's side, which is smaller than my side. So what do you think? I'm so lost. Rather than you risking your entire career or having to wait 4 years to get married, can't your aunt just wear a wig? Remember, I post new content every day, so subscribe for more juicy tea.